Hello folks, I am at McAdenville. It is known as ChristmasTown USA due to the fact that the whole town dresses up in Christmas lights. The only problem is that I'm here in the middle of the day, so there's no Christmas lights. But we're going to see if we can find some hiking for a couple hours and then come back at 5:30 when the lights all turn on, and we'll go through the crowds of people that normally come to see these Christmas lights. Stay. 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 Good boy. How did I get your foot? How did I get your foot? Now you're all tangled up. Get a good boy. Well, we are at Crowder Mountain on their nature trail, I believe, taking a little tiny hike. Dakota's not up for any big hikes, and it's because it's a state park. I'll stop shaking the camera here. Because it's a state park, of course the boys have to be on leash, and they can't handle the camera and 2 leashes all at the same time. It's just too much to do. So we are just taking them for a real short walk. Dakota's actually not on leash because he's just so good. He stays right next to me, so they'll believe he's on a leash. Puppy, on the other hand, he's going to have a day of serious training today because he has got vim and vigor in his system today. He just wants to goof off and play. Now we're on this really muddy trail that I guess he's going to be all mud when we're done with this. This is why I hate trails. We really should just go into the woods, which I think we might. The woods look pretty nice to hike through, so let's go that way. Dakota, on the other hand, says, "I'd like to stay on the trail." Come on. Looks like a nice stream here. There's a lot of train whistling in the background here. I love the undeveloped woods though. The streams and the trees down and the logs and everything. And you just know they're great places for the animals to hide and play and find food and places to live. Dakota says it looks easier over here. So we'll follow Dakota. We'll let Dakota lead. But I just really want to get Akil out to run a little bit, and he will burn off some energy so I can do some training with him. We've got him. We recently did last weekend we did the flea and tick stuff, so I'm hoping that with all this little brush that holds the ticks and these deer trails we're following, he won't get anybody get too many ticks that don't die pretty quick. He found some water. He's going crazy in water. He found some sticks. He found some logs. when you walk through the woods instead of walking on a trail, you find all sorts of things that you never thought about. And this kind of looks like an old dump site, but it looks like an old dump site from a long time ago. There's railroad ties here on the ground, right there. And there's these big old wash buckets and tin cans from food and tires and some real old jars. Some of these are probably antiques that would sell at a antique show or something. Clorox bottles. Some of them are broken. And get out of there, Tequila. Don't want the boys to get cut. He's looking at something over there. He wants to go explore, but he's okay. He's following. And Akila, he just wants to pick up sticks, as usual. It's an addiction, I tell you. It's something we need to work on. So those are the two trails that we just came out of the woods to. And we're not going to do 3 hours of either direction. Not with Dakota anyways. Apparently, you can take the trail from the campground. The summit's about 1.5 miles from where we are. The other thing they have here is they have all these markers. Akila said that, you know, if they're stuck or something happens, you can call 911 and tell them exactly where you are on the trail, which is nice. We were just passed by a girl coming down the mountain, and she was talking on her cell phone. And the thought went through my head is like, geez, what a waste of a good nature visit to the mountain. But then again, I thought, I'm talking to you guys, so maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not so far different. As you get higher up the mountains, there are rocks to climb on and play with. He's still on a leash. I'm just not holding on to it. This is a tough climb, and one of us is gonna fall off these rocks and get killed if I'm holding on to that leash the whole time. There's all these little pools of water in these rocks. That makes it nice for the dogs. If this idiot knew how to drink water, but he doesn't really understand getting a drink yet. We just passed a big down tree up there, and Akila was about, I don't know, 20 feet in front of me, and all of a sudden he started to growl. He's never growled. He is one ungrowly dog, but he let out a little woof and a growl. So I grabbed a hold of him, sprinted up and grabbed a hold of him, and then I got the smell. He was growling at a skunk. Oh folks, hey, we are at a new end of Crowder State Park, Crowder's Mountain State Park. This park is about 12 miles long and about half a mile wide. It's just the ridge of this mountain, and it's got a lot of places to stop and park, get on the trails, and each place has a different attraction. So we are at the Boulders parking area. So this is the Ranger Station Bathroom Visitor Center for the bouldering area, or the boulder access site. Hope the wind isn't too bad. Because the trail is so long and it goes all the way into South Carolina, they do have a pretty significant registration policy. And it's a pretty good policy. It's good reason. They find a car here and they don't know who you are or where you are on the trail. You know, it goes quite a long ways. And they do lock gates at 6 o'clock. So you want to be out of here. But this is the park. Run out a little bit. It starts way up here And it's a skinny little piece of green here that goes way down here. And this is the Ridge Trail. And it starts at the trail that we hiked, and then it goes on into South Carolina to Kings Mountain. But we hiked this Pinnacle Trail, which is here. And we were going to go up to the Pinnacle. We turned back here because it was getting too crowded with people, and I was worried about Dakota a little bit. But this Ridgeline Trail starts right here, and it's 6 miles down the map to the end here. And right now we are here at the Boulders access area. Shouldn't have that in the sun. The boys are a little mad at me for leaving them in the car, so we're going to get back and find some places they can hike, goof off, and do something. Look at the map. Well, folks, we are back in ChristmasTown, McAdenville, North Carolina. It's only 3:30 and the lights don't come on till 5:30, so I don't know if we'll stay for 2 hours waiting or not, but we'll give you a couple of pictures of what's the big deal here. Here's the lake, and across the lake is one big lit Christmas Santa sleigh, snowstorm something, and then all of these pine trees with a beautiful fountain, all of these evergreens are all lit up. There's supposed to be 38 of them around the pond here. I only count 27, but there are some little tiny ones that maybe they're counting those. But the houses are just incredibly decorated. Everybody gets into this. I'm told the local yarn mill pays the electric bill for the month. As I think I already mentioned, the speed limit through town is either 20 or 25, and the cops were having a good time with that earlier. So these houses are all decked out. All sorts of garland and lights and wreaths and all sorts of good Christmas stuff. If we go up the street, this guy really decked out his house, and his neighbor didn't do too much worse. But all the way up the street, there's all this stuff. It'll be interesting to see it all lit up. Here we are in a slightly better lighting situation for the old mill. Although this is actually the new mill, old mill. I think they're redoing it, rebuilding it, and it's a pretty neat mill. It's got this great big castle-like look. And they obviously, they left it open because obviously it's being worked on, but you can see in the front door there. But they're definitely regrading and repointing and refixing all the brick and the windows and everything, so it ought to be a really nice thing next year. Even the non-Christmas trees have light balls in them. Look at all these things in there. Have to see what they look like lit up. Makes you want to hang out just to see them. Which we probably will. Just for you guys. We'll see what it's all like. Pigeons waiting for the lights to come on. It's a whole bunch of pigeons up there. It's a major power pole up there. The geese waiting for the lights to come on. This attracts a whole lot of, like, you know, nationalities, species, whatever. Well, it started. It's 5:30. The lights have come on. It's really quite a craziness. They're closing down streets. They're setting up the thing. My understanding is you're supposed to turn your lights off, but the cars haven't figured that out yet. So we've got a lot of lights going to the highway. But you can see the lights everywhere. Other side. We'll come back and turn on the these houses are... Geez, got some nasty old cars.
I know there's one coming down the road. They just went out. They had to take it back home.
I'm about a mile out of town, and the cars are backed up all the way through town, and I don't think I'm going to stay through this for you guys. This is just craziness. It's pretty, but it's just Christmas lights. We'll have to try to come back on a Tuesday.